right now across all platforms. We're going to be going live across YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. So jump in, come say hi to us. We've got Audrey, my wife, and our coach extraordinaire, who's on the
I like that.
Yeah, who's
Thank
on the
you.
retreat with us. We are currently in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, where we are undergoing our 6-day retreat.
Hang on, let me put this for the
And
comments.
well, we're gonna have a chance right now to just, before we get into the retreat, to answer some questions, see how everyone's doing, check in, find out who among you is using Matthew AI already. I want to know. Let us know if you're already using Matthew AI, if you're already a part of Matthew, the Matthew AI club, as it were, who has access full time to Matthew AI. Let us know. Hey, Victoria, Miss Brianda. Miss Brianda, hello to you in Tanzania. We were just in Zanzibar.
We were
a few weeks ago. Kariko Traba, you have access to Matthew AI and you love it. That's awesome. David, just while we're getting everyone in, we're about to answer some questions. So get your questions ready. But David, let's throw up a link for anyone who hasn't used Matthew AI yet so that they can go and try it. If you're on Instagram or Facebook, just comment Ask MH and I'll send you a link to go try it for yourself. If you're on YouTube or Facebook, YouTube or TikTok, go to askmh.com and you can go try it for yourself. Luke says, what is Matthew AI? It is our brand new tool where you can ask a question of me and you'll literally hear me speaking to you, giving you an answer. It is the wildest thing. And the response to it has been absolutely overwhelming. So there's a link, askmh.com, where you can go and try it. You can text or call it. But here's my advice to you. Go use the call feature, because the call feature is truly like, the text feature is amazing because it'll text you an answer, but the call feature is wild because you'll literally hear my voice talking to you.
You can have like a phone conversation with it.
Yeah.
With him.
All right. So the link is there for anyone who wants to try it. But for everyone who's here live right now, let's do some questions. Where do we go first?
Ooh,
do you have a question? If you have a question you want to ask, then let us know.
Jessie says, do narcissists change?
Do narcissists change? Here's my nuanced answer to that. And a dear friend of ours, Dr. Ramani, will say narcissists don't change. And I wonder if I pressed her on this. Her answer is always that they don't change. And I think that whatever is the reality of any one person, because the problem that gets us into sometimes is that we spend our lives trying to diagnose a narcissist, because if they are a narcissist, then we go, they'll never change because that's what the expert says. But if they are not a narcissist, maybe they can change. So now we get into this kind of constant cycle of trying to diagnose them and seeing how many of the boxes they tick for narcissism. And we'll only get comfort once we find that they've ticked all the criteria to be a diagnosable narcissist. But the problem with that is sometimes someone like that will do something that goes against what a narcissist would normally do. They'll do something that will throw you off and make you question whether the diagnosis that you have given them is right. And that's a problem, because then we start questioning ourselves and going, well, maybe they're not that bad. Maybe everything that's being said about narcissists doesn't apply to this person. And so what I try to encourage people to do is to say, if someone has been a certain way for a long time and the way they are makes you deeply unhappy, you don't need to obsess over whether they're a narcissist or not. Instead, just look at your reality and whether your reality with this person is a happy one or a miserable one full of suffering. And if it's full of suffering and you know that you can never be happy unless they change, then ask yourself, have I told them what's wrong? Have they seen me go through hell because of their behavior? Have they seen me upset? Have I tried to have conversations with them? Have I gotten angry with them? Have I shed tears with them? Have I done everything? Have I shown them every kind of reaction? And did any of it actually make a sustainable difference? And if the answer is no, then you have to assume that this person will never change. Whether they do or not is kind of, in a way, it almost becomes none of your business. I know that's a weird thing to say, but it's like, it's not your business whether that person 50 years from now changes. Your business is to take care of your life, because as far as I'm concerned, you ain't going to get to do this again. The 10 years you lose waiting for that person to change, you're not going to get back. So if someone has been that way over time and none of your pain has got them to change, by what evidence what evidence is there to suggest that 10 years from now, they're suddenly going to make a change? Whether they don't get into the argument of can they change, instead say, I cannot possibly risk my life and my time on the notion that they may one day change, because the stakes are too high.
It's also really difficult to change someone's nature, right? The way, if you're a kind, compassionate person who cares about other people, it's very difficult for you to change that nature and suddenly become a horrible, antagonistic kind of person. So I think you have to almost look at it in reverse. If somebody is by nature antagonistic, selfish, self-absorbed, doesn't, lacks empathy, that's going to be incredibly hard for them to change those characteristics in themselves, just as hard as it would be for you to change all of the great things and lovely and compassionate things about yourself.
It's very good. By the way, while we're on the retreat, I'm going to be on stage for 6 days, so I'm going to be out of action. But Audrey, we're actually going to get her. She's been reluctant to do this. See, she's still reluctant.
I'm still reluctant.
I want Audrey to come and do a couple of lives while I'm on stage, so that we can still be answering some questions and just say hi to everyone. And Audrey's been a bit reluctant because she's like, well, don't know. Why have you been reluctant? Just,
I don't know. It's like,
maybe thinking she's like, it's a lot being live with all these comments.
It is a lot being live.
It's a lot. I get it. It's a lot being live, but and
I'm not as comfortable as you in when I'm speaking.
But people really enjoy hearing from you, and I think that they would enjoy hearing from you while I'm on stage. Christopher Siebert says, can you say, what's this then, governor? Now, David, is that you under an alias?
No.
David, are you posing as Christopher Siebert on YouTube, asking me to speak as if I'm in Pirates of the Caribbean?
Right, let's answer another
What's
question.
this thing, governor?
There you go, David.
Love it.
All right, who's next?
Mm.
Sorry, guys, Audrey is peeking over my shoulder in this way because the camera is so small that if we sat normally, you would basically see neither of us. So we have to do it this way, with Audrey as the little angel on my shoulder. Okay, what else? Atika says, thanks for Matthew AI. It's fantastic. By the way, guys, the response to Matthew AI has been beyond anything we ever predicted. Which might be a good time to bring Matthew AI on. Maybe we've got
but I have a phone. Do you have
I've got a phone.
Oh, you got yours. Okay, fine.
Why don't you pick a question and we'll do.
All right. Get
Matthew AI to answer something, and we can also Matthew Real Life can also answer something.
So, do avoidants come back? There's so many of them. Hang on, sorry. I want to get like a meaty question, that has details, because I think one of the most impressive things about it is that it takes in a lot of details. Okay, Skyrider on YouTube says, I'm stuck in a phase where I'm angry and resentful towards my ex for abandoning me. What advice do you have for getting through this stage as compared to the down depressive one? Is
she saying the down depressive one is
as in
better?
No, as in she's just in this stage of being angry and resentful, and she wants advice on how to get out of it.
Okay, you want to try
I'm
that
sorry
one?
that you're feeling that way. I think Matthew, I might have a good answer for this.
We'll see. Let me just put my phone on do not disturb. So the Matthew AI is not disturbed while he's doing his thing.
By the way, guys, we're doing this live from our hotel room in Florida because Matt gets on stage tomorrow morning for the retreat.
I do. All right, so check this out, guys. Look, this is Matthew AI. If you type in Ask MH on Instagram or Facebook, you'll get to this page. You'll have to put in your email address, but after that, you just come here. If you're anywhere else, go to askmh.com because that won't work if you're on YouTube or TikTok. But you'll go to Ask MH and then you'll get an option to call or text me. So look at this. All right, call Matthew AI.
Always cool.
Always call. All right, I'm going to allow my microphone. Do you want to ask the question?
Matthew AI, how can I help?
Hi, Matthew. I'm stuck in a phase where I'm angry and resentful towards my ex for abandoning me. Do you have any advice for getting through this stage compared to the stage before where I felt down and depressed?
It's completely natural to feel angry and resentful after being abandoned by someone you cared about. Anger can actually be a more active emotion than depression, giving you the energy to make changes and move forward. Use this anger as a catalyst to focus on yourself and your own healing. Start by reconnecting with your purpose and practicing self-care. This could mean diving into activities that bring you joy, spending time with supportive friends, or even exploring new hobbies. Remember, your responsibility now is to give yourself the best. You deserve happiness, peace, and fun after all the pain you've been through. What are some things you can do right now to start giving yourself that happiness and peace?
Thanks for that, Matthew. But I suppose I'm just looking for maybe a reframe out of this kind of resentful and angry stage. I know that anger is a useful emotion, but I don't want to be angry forever.
I understand not wanting to stay in that angry place forever. One way to reframe your anger is to see it as a signal that something important to you was violated. It's a reminder of your values and what you truly deserve in a relationship. Instead of letting that anger consume you, use it as a guide to set new standards for yourself. Think about what you want to create in your life moving forward. What kind of relationships do you want to build? What kind of person do you want to be in those relationships? By focusing on these questions, you can start to shift your energy from what you lost to what you can gain. What's one small step you can take today to start moving towards that vision?
Wow. Wait, guys,
That's really good.
Really, really good. I'll tell you why. Because, all right, anyone who's ever been angry about losing someone, a huge part of the anger, if you really search yourself, a huge part of the anger is the hurt of someone taking away something that you deeply wanted. It's beneath all of that anger. The anger is really, I'm angry at you for taking away the thing that I wanted, the thing that was special to me. And we can hate someone because if someone doesn't have anything to offer you, you don't hate them, do you? Like if you felt like they had nothing to offer you, you don't hate them in the same way. You can actually let go of them because you've made peace with the fact that they weren't for you. We stay angry when we continue to think that that person was for us and they took that away from us. So the idea that Matthew AI just said, which is so powerful, of letting the way that that person was with you, how they treated you, maybe the way they discarded you at the end, maybe how quickly they moved on, maybe the ways that they didn't really show up in your relationship in the ways that you did. the ways they didn't make you feel safe or loved or attractive. If you look at those things and you go, you know what, those aren't a sign of my worth. Those are a sign of the kind of relationship I never want to have. That was a horrible relationship from that perspective. I never want to be with someone that makes me feel that way again. A valuable relationship is one where I feel very different things. So then you start orienting yourself towards the values that make for an amazing relationship. And when you do that, you don't feel angry in the same way because you don't feel robbed. If anything, you feel like you dodged a bullet. If anything, you feel like you got saved from a relationship that wasn't actually right for you. Instead of, the real anger is when you continue to think of someone as someone that you really wanted that got taken away from you. And now I'm angry at you for taking you away from me. But instead, if you go, actually, you saved me. You saved me from something that wasn't right for me. You saved me from by letting me go, maybe because one day I would have let you go if I kept feeling that way. By letting me go, you actually saved me from a relationship that wasn't right for me, and you've made space for something way better. And when you really connect to the fact that there's someone better coming, you're not angry at that person anymore because you realize they're irrelevant to your happiness and your future. Your real future is coming.
Yeah.
Right? When you realize your real future is coming, you're no longer angry. Anyone who's ever found love again, anyone here who found an amazing love in their life, and then you looked back on someone that you used to be angry at and you're like, this person's so irrelevant.
That has definitely happened to me.
Yeah. But you're like, this person's irrelevant to me now. I haven't even got the energy to be angry at this person. I found someone amazing. I don't care about that anymore. That person's irrelevant to me. Right? Well, now imagine that you haven't met that love yet, but you're going to. You're going to meet a better love. If you can really connect with that, you're not going to be angry at that person in quite the same way anymore because you realize that they're irrelevant to your future.
I love that. Skyrider.
It was really Matthew AI's inspiration.
By the way. Skyrider said, thank you, Matthew, Audrey, and Matthew AI. That's amazing. I'm using that anger as a way to set new standards.
That's amazing. And Skyrider, if you want to continue to, because probably you have follow-up questions, go ask. The great thing about Matthew AI is if you have follow-up questions, you can continue the conversation. What's our record? We had a record-breaking conversation.
4.5 hours.
4.5 hours. Someone was speaking to Matthew AI last Friday, which I was like, that has breakup written all over it, because I've been in some very long conversations when I've been heartbroken in my life. I'm sure you have too. But the great thing is you can literally go back and forth and have these complete conversations. It's amazing. And it'll ask you follow-up questions. So go to askmh.com to try this. Or if you're on Instagram and Facebook, you can literally just text askmh. One word, askmh, do it as one word, and it will send you a link. All right, very good. Kapu says, how long have you been married? We just passed.
1 year.
Well, we're coming up on our 1-year anniversary.
Well, we've been legally married.
I knew you were going to say that. I knew you wouldn't let me get away with that. We got the paperwork for our marriage on a different day than we got married with all of our friends and family. So we're not sure which one is our anniversary. I'm saying the one with all of our friends and family there, but Audrey likes the other one because
it's closer.
Yeah, you like the idea that we've been married a year already. Couldn't let it go. All right, what else?
Yeah, let's do another question.
I posted some on the WhatsApp.
Oh, let's look. Here, look, I'll pull up my yeah. Let's go. Okay. So David, are they in production?
They're in production house. I really like Daniel Brown's.
All right, Daniel Brown. David likes your question. So what?
I have one that
you're going to override David.
I'm sorry. Just very quickly.
David.
No. I will go back to it. AM wrote, struggling for 3 years to get over my ex of 7 years. Insecure about being single. 30 years old. Want marriage and children. String of terrible dating experiences. Dislike being alone. Any advice?
Do you like this for me, for you, or for Matthew AI?
I think either. any of them. I just wanted to say something very quickly, and we can move on to the one that David said, but I just wanted to say, because I think a lot of people relate to this feeling of, I was with someone who I thought was the love of my life, and even though years have elapsed, I can't seem to let them go, and I can't seem to get over them, and I can't seem to find anyone better. And I think that that's probably what AM, you've just gone past it, but I think that's probably what AM is going through. And I just wanted to say, like, something that I think is really useful in situations like this is to be very honest with yourself about what story you're telling yourself about that person. Oftentimes, especially if you've been with someone for 7 years, you have all these amazing memories. You have all this way in which they kind of like, they exist and live on in your life as this really special kind of memory that you keep in a glass cabinet, and you sort of like talk about, like, you know, it was just this love of your life, this dream that happened that was incredible, and now you no longer have it. And I think that the more we sort of fan the flames of that story and the kind of romanticize that situation, the harder it is to get over that person. The truth is, at this stage, after 3 years, really they are just a memory. And what I think is very useful is to remember that 3 years on, that person is actually no longer the same person that you were with 3 years ago, because people change so rapidly, especially at the kind of age that you're at. Like 27 to 30 is just light years of growth. And I think that that person is going to be a totally different person to the person that you were with for that time. And really what you're holding on to is a memory and an image of that person. And it's really, really important to do that, because once you start doing that, you can start debunking the story and taking them off of their pedestal, and actually start to looking at other people and giving other people more of a chance. Because I think when we are holding on to someone, nobody else can really get in. And how the hell can a new person compete with 7 years, and that 7 years being preserved in that glass cabinet and kind of held on to in that way? Nobody can come in with that kind of competition. So I just wanted to say that, because I think so many people go through that, and you know, we feel like if we're not over someone after 3 years, there's something wrong with us, or maybe it means that they were really special and they really were the one for us. And it's actually often none of those things. It's just the way that we are thinking about it. We're just keeping it alive every single day, every time we remember it.
That's very, very, very good advice.
And
in relation to being insecure about being single, you know, I get that you want marriage and children. I get that you feel the time pressure of that. You're probably looking at friends of yours who are much further along than you. Firstly, not everyone who's further along than you right now is going to stay further along than you. Some of those relationships are going to turn out not to be the right relationships for them. Some of them are not nearly as happy as you think they are from the outside. Your love life is an area where you go slow to go fast. Like it's okay to take more time than other people who look like they are making massive progress, who look like they're in a different place than you are, when you're being very intentional about what you're looking for. So your biggest threat right now to your love life is not you not finding love in time. Your biggest threat to your love life is your insecurity that is going to make you choose someone who's wrong for you and move really quickly with them because you want the feeling of progression in your love life. So imagine that your love life, what you want is to nominate someone. That's really what that part of you that's scared wants. It wants to nominate someone for the role of love of your life as quickly as possible. And because you're looking, it's a bit like when you're trying to fill a role in a company. If you're a business owner and you have someone just quit in a crucial role, it's really tempting to be like, I just need someone in that role. But if that role is a really important role, there's a danger in wanting to fill it too much too quickly, because you might put someone in that role who's not qualified. You might put someone in that role who's not competent. You might put someone in that role who hasn't got the experience or isn't going to be there for a long time. And then all of a sudden you invest a year of your life training up that person, investing in them, giving them way too much power and responsibility and authority. And then it all implodes because they were the wrong person all along. Well, it's the same in our love lives. If we're trying to fill a position because we're really scared of not finding someone in time, we lose our discernment and we just start trying to nominate someone in that role, and we give them way too much power, way too much authority in our lives, way too much credit, way too quickly. Go slow to go fast. Work on your insecurity. Work on the part of you that is afraid to be alone. Not so that you can handle being alone for the rest of your life, but so that you can go at the pace that's necessary to be intentional. And then if you meet someone 5 years from now, but it's right, you're way further ahead than if you meet someone next week and it's wrong, and you spend 5 years trying to get out of that relationship. And then you end up heartbroken all over again. And you set yourself back another 3 years after that, getting over that person. And now you're 38 going, where did that go?
Oh my God. That brain. Who wants access to that brain 24/7? That's a really good answer. That's really true. It's super insightful.
If you want,
sorry, David,
and
I
again,
didn't mean to override.
no, I'm going to ask that question now. If you want access to my answers to your love life questions or any life questions, because people have mistakenly sometimes thought this is just a love coach, not a life coach, but Matthew AI can help you with all of it. So if you've got life questions, love questions, if you want coaching about a specific scenario in your love life, if you want help with your confidence, if you want help getting past heartbreak, go to askmh.com and go ask me a question right now. You can literally hear my voice answering your question and having a full-blown coaching conversation with you. All right, let's see. We've got Daniel Brown. This was the question you liked, David.
Where did it come from, David?
It came from YouTube.
From YouTube? Okay. I have an avoidant ex who was a very close friend for 17 years, more than half our lives. She discarded me a few months ago. She sent me a birthday card. Should I do the same or stay no contact? That could be a good one for Matthew AI. Or do you like Matthew for that one? Or do you like Audrey for that one?
The only reason I hesitate on Matthew AI is because Matthew AI has been trained on your content, which tends to be geared towards women. So it's just whether or not we feel like it's going to be able to answer that. What do you think?
I think it's going to crush it.
Okay, fine.
I have an avoidant ex who is close. Oh, but the only thing is, David, I can't read it and use Matthew AI at the same time. That's the problem.
Okay.
We can paraphrase. She sent a birthday card. They were close friends for 17 years. Avoidant ex, close friends for 17 years. Broke up with him.
She discarded him a few months ago.
And sent a birthday card.
All right. You got it?
Yeah.
Good memory. Allow microphone.
It's Matthew AI. How can I help?
Hi, Matthew. So I have an avoidant ex who I've been friends with for 17 years, and they discarded me a few months ago and broke my heart. But now I've just received a birthday card from them, and it's left me really confused. Should I do anything? Or, should I break no contact, or should I just continue as I am?
I can understand why receiving that birthday card has left you feeling confused. When someone with an avoidant attachment style reaches out after a period of no contact, it can stir up a lot of emotions and questions. The no contact period is crucial because it allows both parties to truly feel the consequences of the breakup and gives you the space to heal and gain clarity. The card might be their way of soothing their own guilt or sadness, rather than a genuine attempt to rekindle the relationship. It's important to ask yourself what breaking no contact would achieve for you. Would it bring you closer to the peace and clarity you need? Or would it reopen wounds and entangle you in a dialogue that might not lead anywhere productive. Think about what you want long term. If maintaining no contact helps you move on and find peace, it might be best to continue as you are. What do you think is the best way to protect your heart and your healing process right now?
Oh,
How
I think
dare you?
AI.
How dare you?
I know. I'm sorry. I was
How
wrong.
dare you?
I was wrong. I'm sorry.
It crushed that
Someone
answer.
said, "Why don't we just use ChatGPT?"
Let me
Lara,
tell you,
let me
Lara
tell you why.
Croft. Let me tell you, ChatGPT doesn't have my books in it. ChatGPT doesn't have 17 years of my paid for programs in it.
Every retreat.
It's not
that you've ever
allowed to
done?
do that.
No, it's
It
not.
can't
allowed.
do that. It
Doesn't
can
have your
take some
brain.
YouTube videos. It can't take everything I've ever said, including all of the programs we charge for, and have them fed into it illegally. And it's pulling from all these other places that make its answer a mess. This is my answer. This is like having me as your coach, this isn't Google. Like, what do I do in the no contact period? This is actually Matthew and his answer, right? If you wanted a Google answer, you could just go to Google. That's easy. But you want my answer, I hope. So that's what Matthew AI does. It's a completely different thing.
You can tell Matt is not passionate about this at all.
It's a ridiculous question, Lara Croft. That was so good.
Really good.
That was so good. And by the way, here's the truth. You'll get to the end of that and you'll have
Chill,
5.
Matthew.
I will not chill. I refuse to chill. You will get to the end of that answer and you'll have 5 more questions. And the beauty of it is you can actually go and ask more questions. You can have the conversation and keep it going, and it will keep learning and understanding the context of your exact situation. So it's not a generic answer, it's a tailored answer to you. So go, if you haven't tried this, guys, go check it out. I promise you, you are missing out. This is revolutionary. It's brand new. And we have had, tens of thousands of people already using this and messaging us to say, we've had people who have said, this has done more for me than years and years of coaching elsewhere that I've got. So it's amazing.
You can just type Ask MH on Facebook and Instagram. And then if you're on YouTube and TikTok, you go to askmh.com.
Yeah. So if you're on YouTube and TikTok, go to askmh.com. The link is there. If you're on Instagram and Facebook, there's a little shortcut where you can just type in Ask MH as one word, and it will take you straight there.
Somebody said, can you give real life examples of?
This will have to be. This will have to be the last question, because then I have to go and prepare for a 7-day retreat.
I have one for Matthew AI. Can I ask it? Hang on. This was from somebody on TikTok. I'm so sorry. I lost your comment, so I can't see your name, but you'll know who you are. They asked real life examples of how to drop the handkerchief.
Yeah, you can ask this one.
Mm-hmm.
It's Matthew AI. How can I help?
Hi, Matthew. I have a question. So you've spoken before about the concept of dropping the handkerchief and being basically able to start a conversation with somebody without really being the one to start it, and kind of making them feel like it was their idea, that they are now in conversation with you and instigating conversation with you. Can you give me some examples on how to do that? Just practical examples. Thank you.
Absolutely. I'd be happy to give you some practical examples of how to drop the handkerchief in today's world. The idea is to create opportunities for someone to approach you, making it seem like it was their idea. One way to do this is through eye contact and a smile. If you're at a social event, make eye contact with someone you're interested in and give them a warm, inviting smile. This subtle gesture can signal that you're open to conversation without you having to make the first verbal move. Another example is to position yourself in a place where interaction is likely. For instance, if you're at a coffee shop, sit at a communal table or near the counter where people naturally gather. You might accidentally drop your napkin or a book, giving someone the chance to pick it up for you and start a conversation. You can also use situational comments to your advantage. If you're at a party and there's a group discussion about a topic you're interested in, you could say something like, I overheard you talking about that new movie. I've been dying to see it. What did you think?
Very good.
This way, you're inserting yourself into the conversation in a natural, non-intrusive way. Lastly, compliments can be a great icebreaker. If you notice someone wearing something you genuinely like, such as a unique watch or a stylish jacket, you can say, I love your watch. Where did you get it? This not only shows that you're observant, but also opens the door for further conversation. Does that help you feel more confident about starting conversations in a subtle way?
This is so.
I love that it's saying to drop the napkin.
Just nudge your book off the table.
A real life handkerchief.
Real sneaky, Matthew AI. Guys, if you want to go and try this right now, I know a bunch of you are asking how you can actually go and use this app. You can go to askmh.com, askmh.com. And you can literally try it for yourself. I want everyone do this with me right now. Think of a question you want to ask. Think of a question that you would like to ask Matthew AI. As soon as you have that in your mind, maybe it's a question about a situation you have right now. Maybe it's a text someone sent you and you're like, what do I send back to that? You can literally say to Matthew AI, can you write me a script for a text message back to this situation or this thing that he or she just said? You can read out the message they sent you and ask for Matthew AI to create you a script to say in return. You can talk about your struggles right now. If you're in pain because you've been single for a long time and you're scared, if you're struggling to get through heartbreak, whether it's a deep question and the answer is much more of a therapeutic answer that you need and an emotionally healing answer, or whether it is a very practical dating question, it is trained, like me, to give you an answer in both scenarios. So what you'll hear is a beautiful blend of advice that's emotionally healing, the right words at the right time, but also something that's very practical that lets you know what you can actually go and do. If you've already started using it, if you're already a member of Matthew AI, let us know. If you've already got the unlimited version of it where you can access it whenever you want, let us know in the comments. And for anyone who hasn't tried it yet, go check it out. We also have an amazing offer right now where if you get Matthew AI Unlimited for the year, which many people have done this week, because you know you're going to have a question 6 months from now, 9 months from now. As you make progress in your love life using Matthew AI, you're just going to have more questions. Right? That's the way it works. We get new problems. They may be quality problems, but we get new problems, new challenges, new situations that we want to know how to handle once we start getting more results. So you're going to want it for the year, but you can either try it or you can sign up and be part of it for the whole year. And for those that are joining for the year and have unlimited access to it, I'm also giving you access to my private coaching club, which is Love Life, the Love Life Club. And this is where Audrey, my brother Stephen, our whole team coach you for the whole year. So if you want Matthew AI for every moment that I'm not available, and in addition, you also want to make me your coach in your love life for a whole year, there's an option where you can do that and you get my entire Love Life Club membership for a year for free. That's $840 of value that you're getting by being part of Matthew AI for the year. So it's a superb option that I'm encouraging everyone to take advantage of right now, because that's a year of real growth, real improvement in your confidence, real progress in your love life. I think that peace comes from knowing that you're doing everything you can to get the results you want. And this is my version of stacking the odds in your favor, where you're doing everything you can. So go to askmh.com to go and try Matthew AI and sign up if you want unlimited access. And if you're on Instagram or Facebook, just type in AskMH, ASKMH, all one word, and we'll send you a link to go and try it out for yourself. That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
Get access to Matt's brain. Sorry.
Why?
We're both a bit delirious, aren't we?
You're delirious. I'm fine. Why are you lumping me in with the delirious card? All right, guys. Hey, it's so lovely to see you. Let us know. Sophie, I see you signed up. So happy that you signed up. For those of you asking what it is to join Matthew AI on a monthly basis, it's $39 a month. And there's a year access package as well that gives you access to the Love Life Club. It's so at $39 a month. This is so worth it. I mean, if you imagine paying for a coach or a therapist, very few people are less than $80 or $100 for a single session. And many people run into the many hundreds for one session. If you think of a personal trainer at the gym for one session, these days it's, 40 or 50 bucks at the very minimum, and probably more like 80 or 90 or 100. So this is unlimited access to a coach for your love life for $39 a month. I think it's extraordinary value. I haven't been able to coach people one-on-one in any, I've had a couple of one-on-one clients for years now. I'm not able to coach 10 different people one-on-one, and we have an audience of 8 million people. So one-on-one coaching has just been impossible for me for a very long time. But Matthew AI is actually a way at a very affordable price that I can get people one-on-one coaching, that I can help people with their specific tailored challenges. And the great thing about what we've put together is you get me as well, because the Love Life Club is me live. It's not just Matthew AI, it's me live. So I think we have to wrap it up.
We do. Wendy just said that she joined the Love Life Club and asked if we have access to Matthew AI from that. The answer is yes.
Yeah, if you're already a member of the Love Life Club, you already have access to Matthew AI. So there's nothing else you need to do. You're already a member of Matthew AI. You can access it unlimited as much as you want. So go check it out. AskMH.com is the link. And I can't wait to hear how you're getting on. The emails, for those of you that have been emailing back to my private newsletter talking about Matthew AI, the emails you've been sending me have been absolutely beautiful. I've read every single one of them, and they are stunning. The feedback, because we thought the feedback would be incredible for this. What it has been has blown us away beyond anything we ever realized. We just, the scope of what this is doing for people is extraordinary. And it makes the fact that we've been spending 9 months putting this together in the background all worthwhile. So thank you for spending some time with us today. It's so good to see you all. We're going to go and do our retreat now. We've got 300 women flying in from all over the world to Fort Lauderdale, Florida, to do 6 days of immersive training on the beach with us, not just for their love life, but for their whole life. And well, I will be very preoccupied. Audrey will for the most part, but if you will have her and give her some support and some love, we might just be able to get her to do a couple of lives in my absence while I'm on the retreat. So please send in your support. Let us know that you want her, because
because now people feel under pressure to say they do and they don't.
I don't think people feel under any pressure on social media to say anything. I think if social media proves anything, it's that people will say exactly what they feel.
That's exactly the problem.
So if you want Audrey to do a couple of lives this week in my absence, answering questions, let us know, and we'll get her on. Her advice is incredible. Her coaching is incredible, but she is far less seasoned at going live and doing public speeches than me. So she needs a little encouragement in that area. All right, guys, thank you. It's such a pleasure. Really, really enjoyed being with you today. And thank you for all of the lovely, lovely comments throughout this live. Wish us luck on the retreat, and we'll keep you updated with our stories and everything along the way. Make sure you're on our Instagram so that you can keep up with us as we go through things. And enjoy Matthew AI. AskMH.com is the link for anyone just joining. Go check it out. All right. Bye, guys.
Bye, everyone.